I'm sure everyone has heard this phrase at least once in their life. You're working too fast. Slow down. Why is everybody always encouraged to slow down at work? Isn't the point to do as much as possible so the boss can take note of which employees are more efficient, thus increasing the chances of your advancement? In a perfect world, yes. In a good company, yes. But unfortunately, that is not always the case. When I first started working in the industry at 18, I was what some people would call a go-getter. My entire life revolved around work. I would work as much overtime as possible, I'd come early, I'd stay late. I would work as hard as I possibly could and go above and beyond my normal job duties, to the point where I was doing work way above my pay grade. And I can tell you right now, if I didn't work that hard at the start of my career, I would not have gotten to where I wanted to be without that sacrifice. I went from a firewatch to an apprentice to a journeyman welder in less than a year. And typically that's something that takes a few years to even get to that level. And once I got to that position, I did not stop. I kept that work hard, work fast mentality. And I kept hearing that same phrase over and over again. Slow down. It even got to the point where I had a few foremen come up to me and tell me to slow down on my work because they were actually trying to prolong a job. And let me tell you, when the bosses tell you to slow down, you listen and slow down. So why do a lot of very ambitious and young people hear that phrase so often that it ultimately kills their drive? Well, I kind of answered one part already. People are trying to extend the time it takes to do a job or task because they know they'll probably get assigned a new task or job while still getting paid as if they only completed the first job. Or they might even get temporarily laid off or sent home due to lack of work. And now you're actually making less money for being more efficient. Another problem of working too fast is you run the risk of burning yourself out. But there's a big difference between naturally being a very fast and efficient worker and naturally being a very slow worker who tries to be fast. If you're naturally fast, then you won't burn out because that's your natural pace. It's kind of like a professional long distance runner versus an average runner. The better runner doesn't sacrifice his skill and talent to fall back with the average runner, and the average runner doesn't kill himself to keep up with the pro. Now the problem is when you have bad management. Really every workplace issue can be boiled down to bad management and poor leadership. I was involved in leadership, so I saw exactly how it is. Some bosses will see a slow employee and automatically deem them lazy, not realizing that they're actually trying their best but at their own pace. One military saying that I believe I heard Jocko say was slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Which you get what it means, but I'll reiterate it anyways. Sometimes going slower is actually faster. Let's say you're using a forklift to move a pallet of equipment over from one side of the warehouse to the next. You don't haul ass down the aisle with it. If you do, you will reach your destination faster, of course. But the risk versus reward metric is now drastically skewed. If you go slow, your boss will be slightly annoyed that you took so long to get there, but I guarantee you he'd be furious if you crashed and caused thousands or millions of dollars worth of damage. And even worse, if you kill someone, now you're criminally liable. It's a bit of an extreme example, but you get the point. Overexertion exacerbates the window of damage. And sometimes when people want you not to go so fast, it's not because they think you're making someone else look bad or causing them higher risk. It can be something as simple as you need to slow down because you're leaving your teammates behind on a group project. A lot of things can be done independently, but some things definitely require some collaboration. So remember, it's not always your lazy coworkers trying to take the wind out of your sails, and it's not just people wanting to do the bare minimum. More often than not, it's about safeguarding quality, eliminating unnecessary risk, and preventing burnout. So the next time your boss complains about something or gets on your case, just tell him one of the reasons I mentioned before, and he should get off your back. If not, then you should probably look for another job.